The chariot is typically Mars, Ares, the god of war, that in Rome they call Mars. Now we have the chariot with the two horses that are going in two different directions, symbolizing the instincts in us, instincts and passions again, but now in their very raw form, the Martian energy, the physical expression of that. And the idea is that the chariot is supposed to control them and make them work together, even though they pull it into two different directions and quite violently. The main idea of this card is the ability to be controlling your will, to be willful and deliberate in the outer expression of how we deal with the world and how we assert our individuality. And Ares, this is just like a fun fact, at some point got together with Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and they had a child called Harmonia. I think that's quite telling of how the two energies of the lovers and the chariot can combine together. We can have like a taming of Mars by Venus. And this is like what it needs in order to control its temper, and then eventually this very wild god born by a mother without a father. And that's quite significant in the myth. So Ares is a son of Hera, the main goddess, the wife of Zeus, but Zeus has nothing to do with it. Zeus and Hera both had, every now and then, children separately, or children that were like only Zeus was the father of Athene, we'll see that later, but only Hera was the mother of Ares, Mars. And where it is interesting is how when you don't have a father, you don't have consciousness, but you are more primal, you're more maternal. So maternal in the sense of how the moon is very primitive in its expression. It doesn't think, it just reacts. It's very reactionary. So the savage nature of Mars, the anger, the uncontrolled emotions, the uncontrolled temper, they come from that lack of father principle in Mars. And when you study the myth, you would see that this is part of it. At the same time, Ares is learning courage and confrontation with the personal fears inside. And these two horses of the chariot are those compulsive fears and emotions which are sometimes provoking us to react in a too aggressive way or to attract to ourselves aggression from outside. The principle of self-protection in us, that should always be, if it's healthy, it should always be used only for survival. When you are attacked or there is a danger of being attacked, then you react. But then in the rest of the time, the chariot needs to be controlled by the forces of the will, moderation that Mars needs to learn about.